Welcome back, everybody. In the kitchen with Chef Kurt from Hagermeister Park. They rolled out a special holiday menu, all sorts of great stuff. We made his crab cakes with hollandaise and fresh dill. Ooh, those look delicious.
Thanks.
And now for the main course, a beef Wellington, which just to me says holiday. It's got
it really
holiday
does.
written all over
No doubt about it. Yeah,
so
it's one of the
special.
traditions for sure.
And something too for a holiday party, you can kind of make some of the parts of it ahead, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, depending on your guests, if you do, like, you could take a whole tenderloin and actually wrap it in the puff pastry, which, you know, you can find at any grocery store in their freezer section. It's usually like by the Cool Whip or something like that, you know. And you can do the whole thing and, you know, roast it off right before your guests there, and you can slice it for you know, for hors d'oeuvres or stuff like that. But you know, for us here, we do the individual ones, and we do them to order.
Oh, wow.
So you know, we take a steak, you know, one of our 6-ounce center cut tenderloins.
Season it up well, it looks like.
Season it up well. And we just brown it off. And the key, if say you like your steak medium, you want to cook it to about a medium rare in a situation like that, because it does have some time in the oven with the puff pastry on it.
So you could, you know, brown them up ahead of time, and then basically, you know, wrap them.
You can wrap them in puff pastry and then pop them in the oven right before people need them.
Okay, so we're going to get that going on each side, give it a little sear.
You know, with our entree comes, you know, we serve potatoes and vegetable with it.
Okay.
These are a product that I buy from Simplot. It's a popular frozen food company, and these are roasted fingerling sweet potatoes. Ooh. Yeah, they're pretty nice.
Like mini little sweet potatoes.
Mini sweet potatoes,
Cute.
right.
So we're just going to saute those up in a little butter.
And then, same thing with some green beans.
Fresh green beans.
Yeah, I like the green beans, almondine. You know, again, that's holiday type thing.
Right,
you know?
Exactly.
Speaking of holiday, I think there's one thing that we forgot to mention earlier was our ugly sweater.
Tell me more, because we all have one of those.
Right, I think it's, Kurt, is it right, the 21st?
Saturday, December 21st. So you got to show up with your ugly sweater?
With your ugly sweater, and we're going to have a big party that night.
Oh,
should be a good time. Yeah.
I've got one or two. I think we all do. What fun.
Right. So, yeah, you know, that's getting pretty brown there. I'm just going to give it a quick turn and give it some diamonds on there and finish cooking it.
So here's our puff pastry. Again, as Kurt said, you can, you know, find it in the freezer section. Let it thaw.
Right, let it thaw.
In the fridge.
Mostly in the freezer, they don't come pre-cut like that. They come in a sheet.
Right.
So you're going to have to cut it if you're going to do individual ones like this to about a 5x5 square.
Okay, all right.
Okay, and then also online there is the recipe for the duxelle. Duxelle is nothing more than, it's a classic French term for mushrooms that are cooked down with herbs and spices and stuff like that.
And chopped, very finely chopped.
Yeah, you use your food processor and chop it up. Chop it up that way. Okay. All right, we're going to give this a little flip here. Okay.
And again, we want to undercook that steak because it's going to roast off in the oven. And if you're getting a good steak and you really like it medium rare, which is how I like mine, you don't want to blow it and overcook it. So
for sure.
We'll pretend that that's done.
Yeah,
so let's go ahead and wrap it up.
So now what you do is you take a little bit of the duxelle and push it down onto the puff pastry. Okay. You know, it's like 1 or 2 ounces, something like that.
All right.
And then you take your steak on there, and then if you just want to wrap up the corners, Amy.
You bet. And this really is pretty easy to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very flexible. It's not like a phyllo dough, which will crack and dry out real quick. This has some life to it. And you just take it and flip it up the other way.
Okay, so basically we want the pretty side showing.
Pretty side showing, and then you're going to want to brush it with a little bit of egg wash.
Just straight up scrambled egg, or did you throw some water?
A little bit of water.
Okay, a little bit of water.
A little bit of water, and then you pop that into your oven.
Okay. So at that point, you can get them all wrapped and then just brush them with the egg right before baking.
Right, exactly.
And when you throw them in the oven, look at the pastry puffs up, and it's gorgeous. Wow.
Yes.
Now we're going to take this all to the plate.
Right.
Got our green beans doing their thing.
Yeah,
Need some seasoning for
those?
those?
Just a little bit of it's like a Mrs. Dasher salt-free 17, what we use commercially, and then hit it with a few almonds right before it goes out.
Yum.
And then you know, to me, you know, a steak really isn't complete without a sauce. So at Hagermeister Park, we do it's a burgundy butter demi-glace. And again, you know, any sauce that you might want to do at home, beef-wise, is going to be fine too. Yeah, you know, do a little wipey there. I'm going to put this right on top.
Nice breadstick for garnish to go along with it.
And then we'll serve the fingerling potatoes along there, and a few of the green beans.
For the
And then the
breadstick there.
breadstick and a little bit of sun-dried tomato, again, to bring out the holiday colors.
That's gorgeous. Absolutely
voila,
beautiful.
it's done.
Beef Wellington. If you want to go out for a real special treat, don't want to make it at home, you can head to Hagemeister Park. It's on their holiday menu. Lots of festive holiday drinks, crab cakes, some great salads. Looks like there was a wonderful pasta.
Yep,
Of course,
yep.
some great desserts, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh yeah, we've got our dessert menu rolling out too, so.
Ice skating rink is now officially open, so bring the kiddos.
And the ugly sweater party coming up.
It's December 21st, so be there. Do you have one? You gonna get one?
I'm going to be in my
Otherwise-
ugly chef uniform.
We got a couple at our house you can borrow.
All
Chef.
right.
All right.
I'll be around.
Good to
Thanks.
see you. Happy holidays.
Happy
Thanks
holidays
for
to
sharing this
everyone.
recipe. It looks delicious. Hagemeister Park. Lots going on there for the holidays. And we'll be right back to wrap things up. By the way, all the recipes that we did on the show today you can find on our website, fox11online.com. Click on the Living tab and recipes, and they'll be right there. Stay with us. We'll be back.